Recording on both. Oh no.
This summer in a cantina near you.
Why are you doing your Batman voice?
No. I'm not trying to do Batman. I'm trying to do the trailer voice. Can you do the trailer voice?
Coming to a theater near you. Coming to a CodeX Cantina near you.
Next summer.
In April 2021.
In a TBR list near you soon.
Birthday month.
And welcome to the April. Welcome to the April Lavigne wrap-up. Did you ever call her April Lavigne, or do you always call her April Lavigne? What was her name? Avril? Avril?
I know
Avril?
vaguely who you're talking about, but that was definitely not my music, hombre.
It wasn't my music either, but it assaulted me every now and then when I was watching MTV. I'm like, this criminal isn't smooth at all. No.
You're aging and dating yourself for MTV.
If this channel isn't aware of the salt and pepper, all right, at this point in time, they have not been paying attention.
Well, yeah, I saw. My wife has this like little video app that she sends stuff on. It's called Marco Polo.
I thought you were gonna say TikTok there, and I'm like, dude, I'm not that old. I know what TikTok is.
No. It's this thing called Marco Polo. All you do is just send like video messages directly back and forth, like FaceTime sort of. And I did one, and I realized, my salt is heavier than the pepper.
Yeah, well, and that's why you got to stay up on the trimming as you get older. Otherwise, It's just like, hey, that guy looks he's ready to jump off.
I have no beard. Well, last weekend I hit 41, so I was like, time to trim the beard. Look as young as possible.
Yep. Now I see why old men are so up on trimming their beard.
I gotta shave.
All right, guys, let's do some April wrap up. Let's do some May TBR. Let's get her done. I'm Una.
I'm Crypto, young Crypto.
And on the Codex Cantina with a bunch of young, dashing, and handsome men today. We're going to go through what our best... Well, speak for yourself there. Let's pick what was the numero uno selection from April. What are you going to give it to?
Come on, this is a no-brainer. Slaughterhouse-5 gets a 10. A 10!
I ain't giving it to Slaughterhouse-5, believe it or not.
Wow. Isn't it your most favorite novel of all time?
It is. I'm going to give that if you had one video like to watch of ours this month, it's going to go to our awards show.
That's a cheat.
Only because I put too much time into that thing, dude. Did you know that file got up to 200 gigabytes?
Wow. That's crazy.
Well, it was too big for my computer's probably 6 years old. I had to move it off onto this hard drive, and it was it's just regular USB, not even USB-C. So it was constantly chugging along as I was trying to edit. It was a nightmare to edit. Get this, I'm done. I'm ready to publish the thing. I go to render it. The hard drive becomes corrupt. I kid you not. So get this. I'm a backup master. Right?
Oh yeah.
I took a render not long before that. I was like, okay, well, I'll just take this render and drop in the last thing that I edited was Noah's musical performance,
which was amazing.
That file also corrupt. It wouldn't render even with just a pre-rendered file. I was freaking out, and our friend Christy Lewis and Leslie got to hear me just absolutely lose my mind. And they were so nice. They put together this nice little picture for making fun of me, kind of. But it made me laugh in a moment where I wasn't very happy. But it all worked out okay. I had to do some weird uploading, downloading again. It worked out in the end.
Come on, don't be humble. That video is amazing. Please go check it out. Give us some likes and views.
There was plenty of things that I still wanted to tweak, and because the last step you do in video production is you match colors, you do a master color wipe over, you do some audio compressing to get the pieces kind of similar sounding when you have all these different clips. I mean, you got to remember, I took clips from 9 different people, and we had 2 or 3 different days of filming for that. I didn't get to do a lot of that, but it turned out, I was happy enough, and for a quick production, it was a fun video.
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't know if I ever personally thanked everybody for contributing, but yeah, thank you for that. It was a lot of fun. We had fun doing it. I hope everybody else had fun. And, we couldn't pick everybody. And, there's hundreds and hundreds of BookTube channels, and we don't know everybody. And, so, maybe we'll become a thing, and we can try to pick, 5 or 6 new channels every year to get more word spread out. And, hopefully we'll be around for that long.
Remember, this started as not Raz. What's the opposite? Roast. Yeah, we wanted to roast. We wanted to just do a roast. We're like, well, we're not really mean guys, and some people can take offense to it. Like, how do you get people in on the roast? And then we're like, well, what if, instead of us roasting, what if we had like a Statler and Waldorf, persona that did the roasting? And we kind of toned it down, but then also by working with the people, it got them in on it. It was kind of like a weird way that this became an awards ceremony.
Those two guys are jerks still, though. They're probably still sitting up there asleep.
I got mine upstairs in a plastic body bag, if you know what I mean. All right. Rating system, hyperspeed, collect it, top of the line, go out, spend some money, sell a kidney, sell your sister's things, get whatever you need to do to get that into your collection. Second up, buy it. This is something that you're going to spend your money on, hardback, paperback, Kindle, pay full price. Get it in your library because you're going to want to be reading this maybe a couple times. Backlog it. Maybe pick this up from the library, cheap bargain deal, if you will, if you see it. And then, when you get to it, you get to it. Definitely something you'll want to check out at some point. Skip it. This is something that, man, if it's given to you, you might want to check it out, when you're on your beach reads and stuff like that. Just be a little bit aware that it's not going to be the best thing in our opinion. And then the lowest of the line when it comes to trash it, like, either there's like problems with this book or there's just so few people that this would appeal to. This is one you're going to want to need to do your research before buying into, in our opinion. So again, all in our opinion, of course. Let's move through our ratings. I'll do the quick one for me, which is As I Lay Dying. So I read it this month. Well, Una, where's your video? I want to do that video justice. Faulkner is very important to me. I didn't know how to approach that video yet, and I want to do it. So what I'm going to do is read the book again in May. There's another read along with some awesome people. I'll put some links to their channels down below. Again, it's kind of early in April. I don't want to announce it in case other people join in on it, but there's a couple of key people that I'll put their links below and update it if more people get added to that chat. But I'm going to do the book again before I kind of do a really nice video on it. I want to pay homage to this video, which was my first Faulkner, which is kind of emotionally important to me.
You're going to give it a collect it?
Yeah, obviously. Come on.
Okay. You didn't say.
Okay, people should know on this channel at this point, like, oh, they're rating a Faulkner. Okay, Una's going to love it.
Not necessarily.
Well, and then we come to Kurt Vonnegut. It's the same. Oh, okay. Well, here comes Una with his Vonnegut again.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse 5, a book that you and I both read. I traditionally say is my favorite book of all time. Doesn't mean it has to be yours. Like, it means a lot of different things to different people. I'm a dude that's terrified of war, so it makes sense to me and then what it speaks to me. But I think it could say a lot of different things to different people. Now, Crypto, I don't know what this is going to say to you. You started with the graphic novel. I think it's a beautifully written book. Now, how much you enjoyed it, I don't know. I'm going to assume you said collect it, but I guess we didn't really talk much beforehand and haven't even really gone into detail about what you thought of it yet.
No, I'm going to give it a collect it. I have 3 versions of it now. I have the graphic novel, which I consider kind of a version of it. I have the audio book done by James Franco, and I was at a local bookstore, and I picked up a used copy for $3 or $4. So I have 3 versions of it. I think that justifies that I'm a collect it beyond a buy it.
Yeah. And do you even need to guess for me, or is it like...
I would say that we have to make a new category above collect it.
Tattoo it. We're going to tattoo this book.
I'm getting the whole book tattooed on my body.
If I were ever to get a tattoo, I would seriously consider some type of a Slaughterhouse 5 tattoo. I seriously would.
Would it be just like SH5 or?
Gosh, now you know what's going to happen is we're going to meet up next sometime. You're going to get me stupid drunk, and you're going to take me to a tattoo artist, and I'm going to come home with a Slaughterhouse 5 tattoo.
Oh, you know what I'd get you to do? I'd get it over your heart, and it would say, "So it goes," right over your heart.
Or you could put it over my heart and have that locket that was on Valencia's, or no, was it Montana Wild Hack with the "God give me the serenity"?
I'll give you the strength, the courage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I could do Popo Pete. I could do that too.
All right, manga and comics. I did Chew, one of the best American comics ever, by John Layman and Rob Guillory. Just two people with some color assists, but these two put together what is kind of a black comedy police procedural joke about if chicken became illegal because it made everybody sick, killed 23 million Americans, 116 worldwide, and the FDA became the most powerful organization in the world. Pretty funny story. What do you think I'm going to rate it?
Wow. Buy it?
No, I tipped my hand a little bit earlier, kind of talking about it earlier, but this is just such a unique read. I actually went out and bought all the hardbacks of these day one, pre-ordered all of them after I started reading it way back in the day. Like, gosh, when did I order the first one? Was it like 2011? It was really early on. This is one that I followed as it was coming out. It's black comedy, so it's going to offend some people, and it's definitely edgy, but it is hysterical. I highly recommend checking it out from the library.
Cool. How long is it?
60 issues.
60 issues. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of one shots in there with this, like the big shtick of that one is there's this demonic chicken that is just like so badass. Like I'm telling you, like there's an issue where they send the chicken to hell and then like it just starts just screwing everyone up in hell and Satan's just like, send him back. We don't want him anymore.
It sounds like an episode of South Park.
Yeah, no, it really is. South Park, it's exactly that type of humor too, right? So, all right, let's move into our short stories. We only had 4 real quick. A story about the return from World War II and longing for a return to innocence. A Perfect Day for Banana Fish by Jida Salinger. Jida Salinger. You said buy it?
I want to say trash both of them, but...
Oh, because of the banana.
Yeah, because of the B word, but I won't hold it against either of the authors for using such a disgusting fruit, vegetable thing. Yeah, I'm going to say buy it on this one. Once you get into this story, it really blossoms, and once you can have a discussion about it, it really does... what is your most important day and why, and what defines your life and will take you on the paths that you will go. And I think that Salinger did a beautiful job of that. A little creepy at times, but definitely a buy it. Yeah. You probably said buy it as well.
Yeah, I think so, easily. And this is definitely more of a window for us, like we talked about in that video. This is definitely a lifestyle that we don't understand. We've never been to war personally. We never had the level of trauma that this went through. That I appreciated the glimpse into a life that I have not lived that it kind of gave me. So I appreciated that. Now, Salinger is the... Gosh, I never know how to pronounce this word. Have you ever heard the word or seen the word? Like, it's either hypotext or hypotext. I don't know how to pronounce that. Someone let me know how to pronounce that word down below. I ain't going to look it up. But it's when like a text basically relies on another text to basically make sense. Like this is a Once Perfect Day for Banana Fish by Mieko Kawakami, which in a minor character in J.D. Salinger's and just Salinger's story becomes the main character in her story. And she says, man, there is a really weird thing that happened in J.D. Salinger's story. How did that impact that little girl? What did she grow up with in her whole life, and how did that change her? That's what she explores in this one. I'm going to say you said... you didn't like how I added info to the world of the J.D. Salinger story? You probably said skip it, didn't you?
Yeah, I think you could skip this one. I think that you get enough out of Salinger's story to satisfy the understanding of the purpose of life in your last day and how important relationships can be and how important not forming relationships with, people and the PTSD and all of that and war and everything. And I feel like this add-on is just not necessary. It's a decent story. I just think that Salinger's is fine on its own, so yeah. I'd say you're going to say backlog it because you were a little bit better on it than me.
Actually, I think I'll put it as a skip it too, because this is one where it's hard to articulate, because I don't think it's fair to tell a story like this. It's not objectively like it's missing something. Like everything's just fine. The writing is great. Like I don't have any problem with that. But personally, there was something empty on the inside, and I can't help but feel like there's probably going to be other people that have that feeling too. It's a really interesting story. I do like it. And if someone's like, hey, should I check it out? Well, if you're already asking that, Probably. It's kind of cool when stories have these conversations with each others and add on to each other. But something felt unfulfilled for me with this story. Even though I enjoyed it, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of hard to articulate it sometimes.
Well, I think now, with this, you have to read a Perfect Day for Banana Fish to even have a chance of liking or enjoying a Once Perfect Day for Banana Fish. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a hard one to rate. Let's talk about another intertextual conversation, which allegedly didn't happen. So we have The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas by Ursula K. Le Guin. We just finished Brothers Karamazov in February, and we're like, wow, this definitely sounds like book 5, chapter 4 of Brothers Karamazov. And I guess some other people have kind of critiqued her about that, and she's on record quoting saying, oh yeah, I read that book, but I forgot about it. That's not what I was writing about at all. Which, take that for what it is. So, but it definitely speaks to that concept of, is one person's suffering, a few people suffering, worth the greater happiness of a whole city, right? Utilitarianism.
Yep.
You said, see, the hard part too is as teacher, you want to use it. It's a good tool. It's such a clear tool to discuss this. But on a personal level, did we get a ton out of it? Well, we had a really good discussion. But did we get a ton out of it? I'm going to say you said, I'm between backlog it and buy it for you. I'm going to round up. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to say you said buy it.
That's what I was kind of going. I was literally thinking that. I was like, can I do backlog it at the top of your log? Top of the backlog or bottom of the buy it? It's kind of somewhere in the middle. Just like you said, it's such a great teaching tool, a good discussion piece. It's a good starting point to get you into some of those deeper meanings of conversation of what is the best choice of life for personal happiness versus family and society happiness. I love what you could do with this one. So somewhere in there, which I'm going to say you're probably in there as well. Backlog it-ish.
Sorry, while you were talking, I thought I'd be a nerd and just turn on a really cool light behind me to be one of those. All right, anyway, sorry. What did you say I said?
You were in the middle like me.
Yeah, I promise I was listening. Okay, yeah. What story are we talking about again? Le Guin?
The Ones Who Walk Away.
Literally, how meta is that? Dude, while you were talking, I walked away. I did that just to go turn on this light because I'm a nerd like that.
So your happiness is more important than my happiness. No, not your happiness. The happiness of the people watching the video is more important than my happiness. So I sat here and suffered under the hot lights.
You suffered for the audience's view.
I suffer. This is meta. You walked away and I suffer.
You know what? I'm going to bump it up. I mean, even the review of this as we talk now was fun. Like, it was more fun than the story itself, I think. I'm going to do buy it. Just because it was so fun to talk about and such a good tool. Sure, I don't know. I'm going to bump her up. All right. Ooh, look what we have next. Now we have Becky by none other than Jean Toomer, which is, we thought was a short story because it was in a short story collection. As it turns out, it's like a selection. It's a chapter out of a novel. I mean, the novel is Kane, but some people argue it's a short story cycle where like all of these pieces connect, but it is disparate stories. But it also has like prose. It's got poetry. It's argued to be one of the first modernist black author novels. Came out in 1923. Very interesting. So we did just the chapter Becky. Oddly enough, you said buy it.
Oh, collect it. I think we should buy the whole book and go through this.
Yeah.
That story was absolutely heartbreaking and thought-provoking, and I think that it is so relevant to today, and that I think that classifies it as timeless and something that needs to be read by everybody. It needs to be in curriculums. It needs to be mandatory reading because it's something that is so vibrant and I don't know. It needs to be in your brain.
You know what? We need to just do that novel chapter by chapter. Let us know down below in the comments if you think that's what we need to do, because man, I don't know what it is. Maybe if someone else tells me to do it, then I'll do it. But I'm kind of like on the fence, like, well, do I want to rearrange our schedule? Like, I've got the next 2 years planned. Like, do I really want to?
Well, when I set up our Patreon account and the patrons start saying, "Hey, Una, you got to put this here," we'll do it then. Somebody will buy our love.
Dude, let's be honest. It'll be 2 years before you even actually get around to setting that up anyhow. So.
That breaks my heart. No, I'm going to do it June 4th.
All right. May TBR. Let's move into what we're going to read next month. We've got some awesome news, guys. If you enjoyed The Brothers Karamazov, if you enjoyed Slaughterhouse-5, if you didn't like those, you're going to like this. We're doing a Dead Souls, a.k.a. Nikolai Gogol's comic masterpiece with Christy Lewis over on her channel for... I was going to say live stream, but maybe she didn't approve me for a live stream. Maybe we're just buddy reading it. I might have just accidentally signed you up for a live stream. Oh, crap.
Me or her?
Her. I don't know. I guess. Hey, Christy, we're doing a live stream on Dead Souls.
Doesn't she live stream everything?
So not only are we doing Dead Souls, but we're also picking up book 6 of The Dark Tower, The Song of Susanna. Now, you've read that one already, right?
Which I've read.
You've done the whole series. Yeah, you've done the whole series.
Yeah. I don't have it anymore, though, so I've got to get it again. Because I remember I got rid of all my paperbacks when we moved, so I got to find that. I'll find it on the sheep.
Now, here's a real question.
Opposed to a fake question?
No, I think I'm going to call you out right now. You ready to get called out?
Sure.
If you turn this down, you must get rid of one of your DC artifacts.
If I turn this...
You got to get rid of... If you turn it down, you got to get rid of one of your DC artifacts. Because Leslie and Ramsey from Rajathon and I are reading what is argued by many to be the greatest DC story of all time. We're going to read Blackest Night, one of the Green Lantern arcs by Jeff Johns. Yeah. So if you read it with us, you can enjoy the happiness. If you don't read it with us, Mr. Crypto, you got to get rid of one of your DC artifacts because you can't just turn down the greatest DC story and claim to be this DC fanboy.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest. There's some really good Batman stuff out there. The Killing Joke, the Death of Superman,
Death of
Flash.
Superman.
Come on,
what
buddy.
a joke! Oh, come on, That's a marketing overhype.
Flashpoint. Come on, Flashpoint.
Have you seen? Have you read like Year One or some of that's some of the best of DC right there too. So are you doing Blackest Night with us? Yes or no? Stop pussyfooting around.
How am I going to get said graphic novel, comic, manga into my...
From the library, the way you get any other book.
You know my library is not like your library.
Yes or no? Are you in or not? Are you in or not? Yes or no?
If I get it at the library, yes.
Oh my gosh.
If I can get it at the library, yes. I'm yes.
You're so wishy-washy. Okay, actually, I'm gonna go out of order because I want to torture you now. So for short stories, let's go into our short stories that we're doing for May real quick. You ready for this one? We're going to do Bee Honey by Banana Yoshimoto.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. Bee Honey by Banana Yoshimoto.
Be sure to tell me how to pronounce that a few more times.
All right, do you want me to pronounce it the American way?
Sure.
Bee Honey by Banana Yoshimoto.
Ugh. Why do you hate me? I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm Stop recording.
Okay. So we're going to do that. It comes up in our Penguin book of Japanese short stories. If you have that book, we're going to be doing that read along throughout the whole year. If you don't have that book, consider checking it out. We're going to be grabbing a lot of some of the most famous, short stories according to Penguin out of that book. So that would be the one that we're doing for May here. We're also going to be returning to the one and only Eudora Welty, Why I Live at the PO, also recorded by our friend Hannah. We'll leave a link to her video down below, but we're looking forward to kind of breaking down some more Eudora on this channel.
Oh, yeah. I can't go wrong there. Always good stuff.
All right, we're returning to Miss Mansfield. We had such a good time with the Doll's House. We're going to do her garden party. Oh, boy, that's a fun one. Have you read that one yet?
Yeah, I'm ready to get dirty.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the Okay,
Do you have, I don't have a green thumb. Do you have a green thumb?
You'll get my reference when we get to that story. We're gonna do one of another. I think this is probably like maybe his third most famous story, "The Way Up to Heaven" by Roald Dahl. At least in terms of adult fiction short stories, "The Way Up to Heaven" by Roald Dahl. It's a pretty funny black comedy story. I think you're gonna enjoy it.
Cool. Oh, I also did the Dahl in April. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, we forgot to
James
mention
and the Giant Peach.
He read James and the Giant Peach. What are you gonna rate that one? Buy it? No, collect it. That's your favorite Dahl story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my favorite Dahl novel.
Oh, yeah.
Short kids novel. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we are doing Afternoon by Ralph Ellison. My buddy, you know Ralph Ellison, right?
Do I just
the
say
Invisible Man, like Invisible Man, one of the most important.
Okay,
yeah. So really well known for that, but I guess his shorter fiction isn't as celebrated. And our buddy Jack from Rambling Raconteur says that his short fiction isn't his strength, but I still want to check out it because, I mean, he's just such a well-respected author. We got to check out at least some of his short stories. And then a fan submission. Up last, we have Spring Break by John Crowley coming up, which won, was it the Edgar Award in 2018?
And he asked us to read his short story?
No, I said a fan submission. There's a nice person that reached out to us. Okay.
I'm just messing with you.
Well, I mean, if he knew who we were, he'd probably ask us to read his story. I'm just kidding. Authors hate us. They don't want us to read their stories.
That's not true. I'm going to try to meet Stephen King in June. I'm going to Maine.
What happens in June?
I'm going to go to Maine, and I'm going to meet Stephen King, and I'm going to bring him on our channel.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that. You're going to have to get past his guards and stuff. You have to go past the spider gate. Have you seen his spider gate? Like, he's got like this like real creepy, like ornate design gate outside of his home.
Oh yeah, there's like a whole tour and stuff, and I'm gonna sneak in. I'm very sneaky. Yeah. I'm very spry.
That should be cool.
Yeah, watch me get arrested.
All right, guys, if you want to join us in that discussion, hit us up on Discord. You can join us along with Christy and Leslie, who help run it as well on the literary discourse. We'd love to hear from you, your thoughts, and join us on any of these discussions. And hit that subscribe button. Join us. We post videos every Monday and Thursday, and I promise to listen to you and not walk away to Omelas like I did with crypto.
No love.
All right, guys. Una out.
Peace.